I bring up things like, people don't know what a woman is, and then you get to a joke. I'm not talking about any issues. It's using those issues to get to something funny.
I felt was the attack on free speech, and I also wanted to make fun of people. And
remember when comedians could actually tell jokes without fear? Rob Schneider does, and he's got a bone to pick with today's outrage culture. From SNL star to Hollywood outcast, Rob's journey is a wake-up call for anyone who values free speech. Ready to hear some hard truths about the state of comedy? Rob Schneider has had enough of the bullshit in Hollywood. The man is no longer playing any tricks. He's tired of being cautious in order to boost the self-esteem of some overly sensitive people. Do you recall a time when comedians were able to tell jokes? Rob does, and the way things have changed has angered him.
It's important to have free speech and kind of to bring people to a sense of calm.
Censorship. If you do speak out of line, if you dare to not be one part of the one-party system, you're out, and you're out forever. So
he's going crazy over the hypocrisy. People that advocate for tolerance are everywhere, but the moment someone disagrees with them, they're gone. They're attempting to stop them. How ironic is that? Rob is speaking his mind and doesn't buy into this entire protect everyone's feelings charade. He believes it's merely a method for some people to feel powerful and in control of everyone else. And here's the thing, Rob claims that many of his friends in Hollywood secretly concur with him. Simply put, they're too shy to speak up. What a bunch of hypocritical liars. Rob is the only one who has the courage to remark that the emperor is naked, as if they are all engaged in some kind of twisted role playing.
The SNL legend tackling the subjects that most comedians wouldn't dare go near. I never did that. But Rob's special, Woke Up, I'm so sorry, is streaming right now on...
What therefore caused Rob to lose it and go all out against woke Hollywood? There was more than one major issue. No, it felt more like 1,000 paper cuts than death. Each time a comedian's quip resulted to their cancellation. Each time a script was thoroughly cleaned. Every time someone's sentiments were injured, some poor sap had to pretend to be sorry. Rob simply couldn't handle it any longer after everything tallied up. The problem is that Rob isn't only sitting around whining. His goal is to restore authentic, unadulterated humor. No more skirting sensitive topics. Before they become as humorous as a damp sock, stop making sanitizing jokes. He prefers comedy that makes people laugh rather than merely nod politely and appear as though they aren't upset.
I bring up things like, people don't know what a woman is, and then you get to a joke. I'm not talking about any issues. It's using those issues to get to something funny.
I felt was the attack on free speech, and I also wanted to make fun of people. And
what's the best part? Rob is not fighting this battle alone. He is enlisting the help of other comedians. It resembles a comedic insurrection that is developing just in front of Hollywood. Having their jokes restricted is becoming old to these guys. They're tired of always questioning every joke. They're also prepared to reclaim the stage. You would assume it wouldn't be a huge problem if Rob spoke his opinions. False. This is making the Awakened Brigade go crazy. The buzzers are furious and want blood since Rob kicked a hornet's nest. People are calling Rob a variety of derogatory names on social media. You must be a horrible person these days if you don't want to censor yourself. Man, it's crazy. People are acting as though Rob has committed a crime simply for cracking a few jokes. Like, people, relax. It's not a war crime, it's comedy.
It's not easy being a liberal. It's not. It's sad.
You just don't want to be involved in anything, or if it goes bad, you're like, what was he thinking? I don't do paraglide, I don't do any of that.
And here's the thing, some people are attempting to exploit previous jokes against him. Come on, are we really going to use a few out-of-context jokes to evaluate someone's entire career? That's just depressing. They seem to be unable to deal with Rob in the here and now, so they must look back to find something to be angry about. The worst part is that Rob is now receiving criticism from both sides. Even several Republicans were embarrassed by his jokes at a formal dinner. I suppose you can't please everyone. Rob's performance at this Republican Senate dinner was cut short after barely 10 minutes. Why? Because of the complaints he was receiving for his off-color jokes. As she left, Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith referred to his act as gross and vulgar. What a difficult bunch they are. This is where things become fascinating though. Rob becomes louder the more they attempt to silence him. It is analogous to dousing a fire with gasoline. Rob came out of that spectacular catastrophe with a bang. He stated, "I'm not changing my material or apologizing for my jokes to anybody." That right there is some real balls. He even criticized those who said he was ejected from the stage, claiming to have performed a 50-minute show. Rob isn't going to back down, he's going all out. He simply has more material to work with each attack. And what do you know? People are beginning to pay attention. Rob's following is expanding. As it happens, many people are also fed up with this PC foolishness. On social media, Rob has been posting content that contradicts all of those woke notions.
So this is a funny show.
I don't think we get through all of this woke culture stuff without humor. I think we have to have it in order to take the sting out of it.
It has to be. It has to be close to collapse, as my good friend James Lindsay said. It's about 12, 18 months before it collapses.
His post on cultural appropriation had nearly 16 million views. Man, that's insane. People are desperate for someone to expose this bullshit. Comedy isn't the only thing anymore. This has become a full-fledged fight for free expression because of Rob. When he faces the Goliath of woke culture, he is like David. Indeed, he is receiving a lot of criticism for it. His remarks regarding gender identity and other topics are giving the liberal media a field day. Rob isn't going to back down, though. People are taking notice of his refusal to back down. This whole Rob thing, it is a component of a larger whole. Those comedians who dare to question woke culture are being attacked mercilessly. People attempt to boycott their work, cancel them, and so forth.
Part of your whole attack against wokeness, it seems to me, comedians like you, our guy Shane Gillis, you guys are attacking wokeness.
But I do think the left it's coming from a place of, it's an intolerance, but it's dressed up as manners.
Consequences of your actions and
Well,
your words.
there should be no governmental
Right.
repercussions for your free speech.
Rob is on the front lines of what seems to be a war on comedy. He's not alone, though. People are growing increasingly weary of this sensitive crap. Instead of clean and safe, they want their comedy to be honest and unvarnished. What about Rob? Consequences or not, he's giving it to them. And this is the situation with Rob Schneider. The man is now spearheading a full-fledged comedy revolution against the woke mob, not simply making jokes. And what do you know? He believes that the entire PC fad in comedy is dying. According to Rob, everything might fall apart within the next year or two. Why? Because people are tired of being restricted in what they can say. Regardless of your stance on Team Rob, you must give the man credit. For what he believes in, he is risking his entire career. That requires a great deal of courage. The majority of Hollywood folks would prefer to play it safe and keep their lips quiet, not Rob. There he is, swinging.
If you step outside of that, then you're a heretic and you're outside the system. So you don't want to be an who is an anti-fascist? I'm anti-fascist. Who's for Hitler? I mean, and it's like, who isn't? yeah.
The crucial question, though, is whether this marks the end of woke culture and comedy, or is Rob only making things worse for himself? People are beginning to pay attention to him after all. A growing number of people are attending comedy clubs in search of genuine, unadulterated laughter. All of this politically correct bullshit has worn them out. The woke crowd, though, they will not be defeated easily. Who wins this comedy contest will only be revealed in due time.